Hello everybody, and welcome to today's Dynamics 365 Tech Talk. Today's topic is Pricing Management Overview, Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management. My name is Toby James, and I'll be your moderator today. We're broadcasting this session through Teams live event. This session is being recorded on behalf of the Microsoft Corporation. When you join this event, your name and email address may be viewable by other session participants in the attendees list. By joining, you're agreeing to this experience. If you do not consent to be part of a recorded session, please disconnect your line. The recording will be made available in the Tech Talks Community Dynamics page within 5 business days. If you have questions for presenters or need support, please use the Q&A panel located on the right side of your screen. Our presenters will be responding to your questions throughout the session and in a live segment at the end of the presentation. Thank you for your patience during these announcements. So we have a number of presenters today, and introducing the presenters, in addition to myself, we have Zheng, Principal Product Manager, Vijayashankar, Senior Fast Track Solution Architect, Mathieu, Binaisse, Senior Fast Track Solution Architect, Purvesh, Vaghasia, Senior Fast Track Solution Architect, and Menekse, Saygili, Senior Program Manager ACE. We've got a packed agenda, and this Tech Talk will form part of a series on pricing management, so watch out for more on this exciting new feature. Also important to note is that pricing management is currently in public preview as at the time of this recording in June 2023. So without further ado, over to you, Sherry, to kick us off.
Thanks, Toby. So let me first give an overview of the pricing management feature. Traditional B2B organizations are increasingly considering switching to the omnichannel sales and selling directly to the end customers in order to have a better control of the price and margin. So the omnichannel transformations will result in significant modifications to the pricing model and rules. By offering an omnichannel price engine, a central module to manage the pricing rules and automate the omnichannel pricing execution, Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management helps the B2B business in the transition to the omnichannel pricing, working with the marketing and product manager to comprehend the product differentiator features, target customer segments, and other pricing sensitivity elements is one of the important responsibilities of the sales managers. So for example, the product's package types, the order's delivery mode, and expected receipt date could be one of the pricing differentiators. By giving the business the ability to convert the data from customer, product, and order master into price attributes and building pricing on different pricing structure, Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management support business to adopt the attribute-based pricing model and handle the complex discount rules. So during the price execution, price engine can respond to the omnichannel ordering with calculated price in a performative way. So I will hand over to Eddie for more deep dive introduction.
Thanks, Sherry. So in this Tech Talk and throughout the series, we will use Contoso Entertainment System as our reference organization to describe the concepts of pricing management and for various demos. So Contoso Entertainment System manufactures, distributes, and installs home electronic equipment and has 2 main distribution channels. First one being direct to customer through stores and the e-commerce website. And the second one is B2B through a sales workforce. So using this organization as an example, we'll show you how you can manage and execute pricing, discounts, charges, and rebates with the new pricing management capability in Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management. Now let's go through some of the use cases of Contoso Entertainment System. So Contoso Entertainment System would like the sales price of the speakers belonging to techwear brand to be based on the segment of the customer, i.e., retail or distributor. In the second use case, they would like sales price of the television sold to customers to be adjusted based on the mode of delivery, such as truck or air, or based on the region of the customer, an example being US West Coast or US East Coast. And in their third use case, Contoso Entertainment System want a special discount of 10% to be provided for television for loyalty customers. In their last use case, they would like to offer an additional HDMI cable with each television purchased by the customer. So as you can notice, Contoso do not want their pricing strategy to be based on a customer or product or customer group. Instead, they would like the pricing strategy to be based on an attribute defined against the product, such as the product's category or brand, or an attribute defined against the customer, such as the customer segment or region, and an attribute defined in the sales order, such as the mode of delivery. So pricing attributes such as product, customer, and transaction play a key role in pricing management. And Contoso Entertainment System would like to use all these pricing attributes not only for prices and discounts, but also for charges and rebates. So based on this use case, Contoso Entertainment System has decided to structure the customer price hierarchy in the organization based on segment of the customer they're making sales to, such as retail customer for B2C, entertainment customer, distributor for B2B, etc. Region of the customer, as we were talking about earlier, which is the East Coast in US or West Coast in US. Customer groups such as Superstore, Air Hotel, Loyalty. And finally, the end customer purchasing the product. And on the product side, Contoso Entertainment System has decided to structure their product hierarchy based on category of the product, brand of the product, and the product that is being sold. Now, on the order attribute side, Contoso Entertainment System has decided to build their order attribute based on mode of delivery decided at the time of order creation. This structure of customer, product, and order attributes will help Contoso Entertainment System to define their pricing strategy based on prices, margins, discounts, charges, and rebates. Let's look into some of the key concepts in pricing management. Pricing is constructed using a sequenced set of pricing components such as price, margin, discounts, charges, and rebates. You can have more than one pricing structure per legal entity. So in the price structure, the price determination logic has been built to make sure that we can have multiple sources for price, and the final price is determined based on priority. The price can be sourced from trade agreement, and if a trade agreement does not exist, then the base price is applied. This base price can be based on purchase or standard cost of an item or default price specified on the item master. Margin component price adjustment allows for adjustments to the price at the time of order before discounts or charges are applied. There are multiple discount types in pricing management, including simple, quantity, mix and match, threshold, free, and other features like coupons, funds, and claims. We will be covering these in more detail in the later part of this presentation. Charges. These can be applied at the order header level or at the order line level. The charges capability in pricing management builds upon what was previously available in Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management and provides additional functionality by introducing price attributes, date ranges, and combination rank. Rebates. These can be applied as quantity-based, value-based, or lump sum for a specific period. The rebate management capability in pricing management builds upon what was previously available in Dynamics 365 Supply Chain, and by introducing rebates based on price attribute, it overcomes some of the constraints imposed by the ability to only select items or groups or all items in an earlier version of rebate management. Price attributes can be used across all these price components, and it provides a flexible way for you to define your pricing factors. It leverages information about customers, products, as well as sales order header and lines. Extension points are available for you to extend the price attributes. Concurrency control determines how multiple applicable pricing rules interact and compute the outcome when they're associated with the same price component. In Dynamics 365 pricing management, and throughout this presentation and demo, price components refers to price, margin, discounts, charges, and rebates. These are the various building blocks available for your pricing strategy. Price attributes provide a means to target pricing rule based on information about a customer and or a product. Price attributes can also be transactional, set on a sales order header or line at the time of order. Price attributes can be subsequently applied across all levels of the pricing structure, including prices, margin component price adjustment, discounts, charges, and rebates. Price attributes are highly configurable, allowing organizations a lot of flexibility in their pricing strategy. When more than one discount, margin component, or charges are found for an item, the price concurrency mode provides a set of rules for determining how these are applied. So depending on the price component, whether it's discount, margin, or charges, the following concurrency mode can be applicable: exclusive, best price, compounded, price attribute combination rank, and always apply. Exclusive discounts, as the name implies, cannot be combined with any other discounts. In the case where multiple exclusive discounts are found, the highest discount will be applied. Best price discounts will consider multiple discounts and ensure the best price is applied for the customer. Compounded discounts allow for multiple discounts to be combined. You can also define how the compounding applies, whether it is based on the original price or the already compounded amount. Price attribute combination rank is applicable to discounts, charges, and margin price component. This doesn't compete based on price, but rather based on which discount or charges or margin component has the highest rank within each price component. Always apply is applicable to discounts and charges. This will ensure that the charges or discounts will always be applied. For this reason, this is always last in the sequence. Now let's see a demo of this scenario where Vaghasia, who is a sales manager of Contoso Entertainment System, wants the sales price of speakers belonging to TechWare brand sold to Air Hotel Group customers to be based on the following attributes: the product attribute, which includes product category, product brand, and product, along with the customer attribute, which includes the segment entertainment, region, US East Coast and West Coast, customer groups such as Air Hotel, and customer, and the order attribute, which includes the mode of delivery. So what we're aiming to do as part of this demo is showcase where the attributes can be defined on the product and where the attributes can be defined on the customer. How to set up and activate an attribute group for the product, customer, and order combination so that it can be used by Contoso Entertainment System for pricing, discounts, charges, and rebates based on attributes. So in Contoso Entertainment System, let's look at the setup of product attributes and customer attributes. So we're going to start by going into the release products. As you can see here, we have an item TechWare X990, and we want to set up the brand of TechWare using product attributes. The category is specified as speakers for this item. Now let's go and look into the customer attributes. So I'm going to go to all customers here, and you can see we have two customers with the Air Hotel as a customer group. We're using region in the sales group field, and we have two values such as US East and US West, and we have the segment as entertainment. So these are the two customers, Air Hotel New York and Air Hotel Los Angeles, that we will be using in the further demos. Now that we have decided the price attributes that will be used from the product and customer master and order, let's go to the price attribute group form. The price attribute group form is used to set up the combination of attributes at the product and customer and transaction level that Contoso Entertainment System would like to use in their pricing strategy. So in the price attribute group form, we'll have to create the price attribute for the sales order header and for the sales order lines. So we're going to go to pricing management and price attribute groups. And as you can see here, we have two groups that's available, one for the header and the other for the lines. Let's go to the one in the header. In the one in the header, we have all the customer attributes such as customer account, customer group, sales group, segment, and the last one, which is sourced from the sales table, which is mode of delivery. Now we're going to go into the line price attribute group form. We're going to define the attributes for the product, where we have item number, brand, and category. So after the group is created for the header attribute and line attribute, you can then choose the header group and the line group combination that you would like to use for pricing. So these attribute groups will be used in conjunction with various pricing components in pricing management. Once the attribute groups are created, we will indicate which price component will be using them, i.e. should the attribute group be used in trade agreement or margin or discounts, etc. So in pricing management, we go to price component code, and we're going to indicate for each price component which header attribute group is going to go with which line attribute group. And finally, you decide the combination of the header group and the line group. So you will notice here on the left, as you can see, we have specified sales trade agreement and margin price adjustment. You can, of course, include the additional price components. So what was done in the price attribute demo? First, Contoso Entertainment System have decided what attributes they will be using. So what are the attributes in the header that Contoso Entertainment System would like to use in the pricing strategy? This can be both customer attribute and order attribute, followed by what are the attributes in the line that Contoso Entertainment System would like to use in the pricing strategy. In our scenario, it is product attribute only, but we can also have a transaction attribute at the line level. Then Contoso Entertainment System have decided where the attributes will be used. So Contoso Entertainment System would like to use the attributes of the header and the line combination to be used in the price component, such as trade agreement or margin adjustment. Many organizations require multiple sources for pricing. Pricing management in Dynamics 365 supports pricing based on trade agreement, and if no trade agreement is available, then it will look into the base price. The first step in the price calculation process is to determine the price of an item before any adjustments, discounts, or charges are applied. There are multiple sources available to determine the price of an order. Let's discuss the various sources and their respective priority. The price can be derived from multiple sources. So, in order of priority, the price search starts with the sales trade agreement price, which gets the highest priority. If this is not found, the system tries to identify the calculated item base price. The next price is the activated standard item cost. If no base price is available, D365 will see if the item has a standard cost model. If yes, then this will be applied as the base price. This could be in scenarios where the company is manufacturing the item and the item has standard cost model. If none of them are available, the base sales price of the released product is used. As you can see, the price is searched for in a set sequence, starting from the sales trade agreement price. When a price is found, the search stops and that value is applied. If no price is found, the price is zero. Now let's talk about the margin component price adjustment. After the price is determined, adjustments can be made to the price at the time of order before discounts or charges are applied. These adjustments can be a set amount or a percentage and can be positive or negative. Adjustments can be driven based on order quantity and can compound with other price adjustments. Let's see a demo of this scenario where Vaghasia, who is a sales manager of Contoso Entertainment System, wants the sales price of speakers belonging to Techwear brand to be priced at $2,000 for all Air Hotel Group customers where the speaker needs to be delivered by truck. So as you can see, we have two product attributes. One, brand with value Techwear, and the other being product category with value speakers. And we have one customer attribute, which is the customer group with value Air Hotel, and one order attribute, mode of delivery with the value truck. Where a sales order is created with these attributes, we should have a price of $2,000. So what will we be doing in Dynamics 365 pricing management? First, we're going to create a trade agreement journal with the product attribute, brand of Techwear, and category of speaker. Then we're going to create select the customer attribute, which is Air Hotel Customer Group, and then select the order attribute, which is truck mode of delivery. And then we're going to specify the price as $2,000. Then we're going to create a sales order. And if the attributes match with the value in the trade agreement journal, the sales price should be $2,000. So in trade agreement journal, we can specify the header attribute values and line attribute values that we would like to use and the corresponding price. So in price management, we go to trade agreement journals and we've created a header already. We're going to go into lines, and in the lines, this is where we're going to specify the header attributes and line attributes. So the header attributes, header mode of delivery selected as truck and customer group selected as Air Hotel. And the line attributes, category of speakers and brand of Techwear. Once this is selected, in any trade agreement journal, you would be specifying the from date, from when it is effective, and we're going to specify the price of $2,000. And now we're going to post the trade agreement journal. This journal will be applied only if the attribute values in the sales order header and the sales order line matches the value in the trade agreement journal. So now let's create a new sales order, specify the attribute values that matches the trade agreement journal that we just posted, and test this out. So in sales order, we're going to create a new sales order and select the customer. So in our case, we're going to be selecting Air Hotel Los Angeles, and the mode of delivery should be truck, and then we click on OK. The next is we're going to choose the item which matches the attribute values. So the item we're going to choose is techwear, which has the speaker as the category and brand of techwear. Once we specify the site and warehouse, as you can see, the price is defaulted from the trade agreement journal, and because the quantity is 1, the net amount is 2,000. Let's go into price details and see how it arrived at this price. So here you would see that it has used the trade agreement journal that we have posted, and you also have a breakdown under the calculation group where you can see what was the base price, margin price adjustment, unit price, discount amount, etc. And that's how you can look into the price and the trade agreement journal it was selected, and how did Dynamics 365 pricing management arrive at the price. Now, let's see a demo of the same scenario with a minor tweak. So Vaghasia, who's a sales manager of Contoso Entertainment System, wants the sales price of speakers belonging to techwear brand to be priced at $2,000 for all Air Hotel Group customers where the speaker needs to be delivered by truck. However, if the sale is made to all customers in the West Coast region, an additional 5% margin adjustment needs to be applied for the same Air Hotel Group customers. So basically, only when the customer selected on the sales order is from the West Coast region, the margin adjustment should be applied. So we will be using margin component price adjustment form to specify the region attribute that should be considered in the sales order. So what will we be doing in Dynamics 365 pricing management? First, we're going to create a margin price adjustment of 5% for product attribute, techwear brand, and speaker category. Then customer attribute, US West Coast region, so that this is effective during sales order creation. Then when we create a sales order and the attributes match the value in the trade agreement journal that we previously posted and the margin price adjustment that we have just enabled, then the sales price should be $2,100. Here, we will be using the margin component price adjustment form to specify the region attribute that should be considered in the sales order. So in pricing management, we will be going to margin component price adjustment form, and here we need to specify the region attribute that should be considered in sales order. So the header region that should be considered is US West Coast region. And in the lines, the attribute that should be considered, they are category of speaker and brand of techwear. Now we click on OK, and we're going to specify 5% as the adjustment that we would like to do on the sales order. After all that is done, we're going to enable this margin price adjustment. So this adjustment will be applied on the sales order only if attribute values in the sales order matches the attribute value in the margin price adjustment. So let's create a new sales order, specify the attribute value that matches the margin price adjustment that we just enabled, and test this out. So we're going to go to sales order and create a new sales order and select a customer that belongs to the US West region. So I'm going to select Air Hotel Los Angeles here. Mode of delivery is specified as truck, and select techwear brand, which has a category of speakers. I would expect the price to be defaulted as $2,100 with the 5% adjustment. Now that the quantity is 1, the net amount is $2,100. Let's see how it arrived at the price of $2,100. So we go to price details. Here, you'll be able to see the sales trade agreement of $2,000 and the margin price adjustment of 5% on top. And you can also see the breakdown of base price and margin price adjustment. And finally, how Dynamics 365 pricing management arrived at the net amount of $2,100. My colleague Mathieu will now take you through the discounts in pricing management.
Thanks, Adi, for this great presentation on price and margin. Now let's talk on discounts. Many organizations require flexible discounts. Discount might be planned and executed over the long term, such as contractual agreement with customers to drive more predictability and loyalty, both for the organization and their customer. Discount can also be more short-term focused, such as weekly or holiday promotion with specific goals to move products, reduce expense, gain market share, create market buzz, and many other reasons. Pricing management enhance the current capabilities of Microsoft Dynamics 365 supply chain management by providing new discount type like simple discounts, quantity discounts, free item, mix and match discount, and threshold discount. We can define amount or percentage off, a specified unit price or free item. Discounts are now applied after price and margin adjustment based on the pricing tree and the concurrency control. Discounts for pricing management include simple discounts, allow for a simple amount or percentage off applied to an item. Quantity discount, allow for discount based on the minimum quantities. Free item will automatically add one or more items to the sales order at no cost to the customer. Mix and match discount will consider multiple lines on a sales order when determining the discount qualification and calculation. Threshold discount provide the means to apply a discount based on the minimum spend. Another feature like coupon, funds, claim, and discount concurrency, working in conjunction with discount to provide even greater capabilities. The pricing management offers also new features linked to discount, like coupons. Helps us to trigger a discount based on the coupon code, and we can control its usage number by company, channel, or customer. When running a promotion, a budget is often used to support the cost relative to anticipate the sales. Pricing management provides discount budget control capability, allowing organizations to better plan and control discount expenditure. Expenditure can be controlled on a per order basis by setting the maximum discount amount or quantity, or across all orders using a fund. The price discount claim capability provides a means for vendor and manufacturer to fund the cost of a discount or a promotion to customer. So distributor retailer can then claim back or charge back to the vendor at the expense. The claimable discount can be the full discount amount or a portion of it. Discount exclusion can be used in a scenario where a discount might have broader applicability except for certain segments or customers. Discount exclusion makes it easier to manage by exception. Now it's time for a demonstration. The Vaghasia has defined two promotions. To acquire new customers, she offers a soundbar require 500 B for every television box. If the customer shows the coupon code free 500 B. To grow your loyalty customer, she runs a promotion of 10% of all television. Then she will create a new promotion, buy one television and one HDMI cable together, and the HDMI cable will be for $1. She wants to test if they have other promotion and see the margin. So now let's jump into the solution. So first I will show you the two promotions, the simple discounts and the free item, and then I will create a sales order. So let's jump into the pricing management. So I'll go on during sales pricing, discount, and discount. So here I have already created my discounts. You can see the simple discounts. So I will start first by disable the status, so I can show you some setup. So we can select the header price attribute group, where I select my customer groups, loyalty, and you can see here all the customer, and I can exclude some of them. I then define some information like detail, description. I have defined the most important thing, the price component code. So here it's loyalty, and I have add my line. So here I will click on edit, and I have defined the category television. So here you can see also my television. Then I have defined my percentage off. So I will enable again my promotion, and I will go to my free item. So on the free item, you can see that the status is disabled because it's managed by coupon, but I will show you just after that. And I have select a price component code, so until discount, and it will apply for all customers. I have defined my threshold, and I have defined my item. So here it's the category television, and my free item here, I have the income. So I have ticked the code coupon code required. So I need to set up a coupon code now. So let's go to set up a coupon code. So I will go to my coupons. Here I have set up and link to my promotion. I've said that the customer is required, and I have set the usage limit to 1. And it's customer specific, so the customer can only have one coupon for all is the sales order. And I have defined my coupon code. So now let's go to create a sales order. So I will select and go to my sales order. So here I will create a sales order, and I will select the customer. So I will select my favorite customer. I will select Mara Gentry. So when I have created my sales order, I will add my line. So I will add my television. And here you can see that we have already the discount of 10% off. And if I go to the sales order, line details, we can see in the pricing details that we have the promotion that is applied. So it's the loyalty promotion. So now I will add my coupon to my sales order. So I will go to my header and select new coupons. So I add my coupons, free 500B. And when I leave the form, it will ask me to update and recalculate my order. So I will click on yes. And you can see that here, the free item appear. So it will be at no cost to the customer. So now let's jump to the next demonstration on mix and match. So I will go to mix and match. Here you can see that the status is disabled. I've put a description and some information. The status is disabled. I've defined my price component code. So I've defined another price component code. And I have defined my two lines that trigger this promotion. Then I will define that the least expensive will be for $1. So if I have got one of these two lines, I will have the HDMI cable for $1. So now I will go to my simulator to test my promotion. The price simulator, I choose to define some information that can represent the sales order and to test and make some demo on how it will work in the final for your customer. So you can define the channel, but you can also define your customer site and other information. So here I just select my customer, my agency. I will add my television. It will automatically add my coupon code. So I have my two items and one with no cost for the customer. And then I will add my HDMI cable. So here you can see that I have no promotion in my HDMI cable. Why? Because I have not included my disabled discount. So when I include my disabled discounts, it will be for $1. And you can see the margin that will be moving. So if I switch back, it will be 20%. So this concludes this demonstration, and then I will hand over to Purvesh.
Thanks, Mathieu. Let's talk about charges. Charges are the last component that can influence what customer pay for the sales order. Charges can be applied at the sales order header level or order line level. Here are some examples of different types of charges. Delivery charges based on mode of delivery. For example, if the customer wants expedite delivery for their order, they will be charged an additional fee. Charges based on method of payment. For example, if customer pay via credit card, they will be charged merchant fee. Miscellaneous charges can be defined based on specific criteria such as order type, product category, customer group, or any other criteria. Example of miscellaneous charges include special packaging fee, handling charges for delicate items, or regulatory fee. These examples can be used as a price attributes to set up auto charges in price management. Charges in D365 supply chain management is not new and already rich in capability. Charges can be fixed amount, percentage, or unit based. They can be positive or negative and configured to automatically apply at time of order. They will be also tiered based on order total. For example, order total over $100 gets free shipping. The charges capability in pricing management builds upon what has previously been available in Dynamics 365 supply chain management, and it provides additional functionality by introducing price attributes from and to dates and combination rank. It works in conjunction with predefined pricing structure. Rebates. Rebates processing in Dynamics 365 supply chain management enable you to define rebate deals and perform accounting for the rebates based on given validity period. Some of the existing capabilities in rebates include cross-company rebates, calculation per invoice, period, and agreement lifetime. Calculation based on sales order, delivery notes, and paid invoices. Different types of rebates such as value-based, quantity-based, lump sum rebates that can amortize periodically. The rebate management capability in pricing management built upon what has previously been available in Dynamics 365 supply chain management, and it provides additional functionality by introducing price attribute-based customer rebates on sales. It overcomes the constraint imposed by ability to only select items, groups, or all items in earlier version of rebate management. Similar constraints we had with customers. Rebates are controlled through price component code setup. That way, it gives us more flexibility to calculate rebates using different price attributes. Rebates can be visible on sales order line using view price details for individual sales line. That's all about rebates. My colleague Menekse will take us through architecture and API. Menekse, handing over to you.
Thanks, Purvesh.
I will talk about Dynamics 365 pricing management architecture and integration where we use Commerce API. Pricing management in Dynamics 365 supply chain management builds on the existing Commerce runtime and surrounding services to bring additional capability and support for attribute-based pricing. As you may already know that Commerce runtime is a collection of portable .NET libraries that encapsulate business logic. In this case, it is the attribute-based pricing engine. You can create and maintain the pricing rules for orders that are created in supply chain management through integration or dual write or external applications. The pricing engine can provide the calculated pricing and pricing details for each sales order. Dynamics 365 supply chain management pricing allows you to connect third-party application through Commerce Scale Unit-Based Pricing API to enable pricing calculations to be retrieved by a native Commerce point of sale and consumed by external applications to support different pricing scenarios. Dynamics 365 Commerce Pricing Engine provides the following retail server APIs that can be consumed by external applications to support various pricing scenarios like get active prices, calculate sales document, get available promotions. You could find more details how to connect retail server APIs and more examples on Microsoft Docs. As best practices, we would like to give some do's and don'ts when you enable Dynamics 365 supply chain management pricing module. The first one is plan your pricing and discounting strategy as early as possible and review it regularly to ensure that it aligns as your use of Dynamics 365 evolves. And the second one is to use independent number sequences for each discount type and configure the number sequences so that the discount ID by itself indicates the discount type. For example, prefix the ID of each discount type with a different alphanumeric constant like Q for quantity, M for mix and match, and so on. And the third one is to test your discount configuration using the price simulator before you enable discounts. The price simulator has an option that lets you treat disabled discounts as enabled. This option was designed specifically for testing discounts before they are enabled, as Mathieu shows in his demonstration to you. And the fourth one is to expire or disable discounts when they are no longer valid. In this way, you prevent the total number of discounts that the pricing engine considers during a transaction from growing up unbounded. Otherwise, the performance of discount calculation can be affected over time. And the next one is to conduct performance testing throughout the implementation and on a full set of migrated data before you go live. And the last but the least, always avoid or minimize overlapping discount lines. Over to you, Sherry.
Thank you. So I will give in the overview of the roadmap. But please be aware that our roadmap was subject to change due to the market requirements. So currently, from the 10.0.35, we are providing the pricing management workspace. So with the pricing management workspace, sales manager can be advised of the impending price rule status change. For example, the pricing rule or the promotion fund that will expire within 7 days, and the manager can enable and disable the rule without leaving the workspace. And this is our phase 1 feature. In the later waves, we will probably working on enhancing the workspace with more Power BI embedded analytics. Next is the sales quotation support. So we have got a lot of customer feedback to support the new pricing management engine on the sales quotation process. So this is to complement the prospect to cash process to enable more B2B scenarios. And next, in the mid or long term, we plan to start by concentrating on customer adoption and how we might assist the customer in the migration and implementation the new pricing. In this perspective, we have 3 stages. First, we were working on a migration plan to assist the smooth transition from SCM pricing to the new attribute-based pricing engine. And then we know that Dynamics 365 SCM has already offered trade allowance management that helps company to manage the trade promotion program. The attribute-based pricing rule integration with the trade allowance management can facilitate those companies with the market campaign to associate the pricing rule with the specific program of the promotion. So we were also working on how we can associate the attribute-based pricing rule under the trade allowance management program. Based on that, later we can extend the promotion and pricing profitability analysis upon the trade allowance management. So this is the roadmap. So I'll hand over to Toby for more information.
Thank you, Miki. Thank you, Sherry. So we've got a number of resources that can help you get started with pricing management. The other, probably one to call out, is the Yammer group. So to engage directly with the product team and provide your feedback on this feature, you can visit aka.cm pricing management Yammer. And all of these resources will be available with this deck, which can be downloaded along with the recording at the TechTalks community Dynamics page, available within 5 business days of this live event. So we'll move on now to the Q&A. So I encourage you to keep your questions coming through. There's been a few already. I'll start off with from what release will this new feature be available? So it is available today in preview from version 10.0.33, and you can enable this feature in feature management. Another one we've had is, would the pricing management come with a different license? Is it included with D365 Finance and Operations? So pricing management is available for Dynamics 365 supply chain management without an additional license. If you do want to use the API capability for third-party integration, you will need a Commerce CSU license. We had another question around dates that pricing can be based on. So you can calculate prices based on 4 different dates, and there is a recalculation batch job as well. So that can be based on today's date, the requested delivery date, requested ship date, and the created date on the order. And this next question, I'm going to introduce Miki Wang, Principal Group Engineering Manager, to answer. And it's a 2-part question. The first part is around call center. So does call center need to be activated for the mix and match quantity, all the discount types that the commerce product has? That's the first part of the question. And the second part will be around support for Dynamics 365 Commerce. So Miki, I invite you to respond to that one.
Yeah, thank you, Toby. So the answer to the first question would be, once you have enabled the pricing management in your system, you should already be able to configure attribute-based pricing or discounts on the existing max and match, threshold, and other known as like commerce discounts. So the capabilities of those existing commerce discounts or price adjustment should already be enabled by default. The gap we are currently have is we don't support the price group, meaning that once you have enabled price management in your system, the button like the price groups on top of the discounts or price adjustment forms will be hidden, and you are not allowed to set up the price groups. So in terms of the commerce supporting, without the price group setup, we do support the same pricing calculation logic on both normal supply chain orders as well as the call center orders in the backend financial operation system. Also on the post side, we should also be support the pricing calculation without the pricing group setup out of the box. So that part is currently not have a detailed coverage in our documentation, and we have acknowledged it. We will work on the documentation and probably the demo recordings in our Yammer group.
Thank you, Miki. So please keep your questions coming through. We had a question around Excel templates, sort of the data migration. All of the pricing management capability is supported as far as being able to import data, either through the data management and in most cases the using Excel add-in. We do not have any more questions coming in. So we'll start to wrap up here. Thanks everyone for joining the session today, and your feedback is really important. It helps us shape our tech talks. So please complete the survey that's been posted in the chat window there. But otherwise, this concludes the session today. So thank you again and enjoy the rest of your day.